It's been a while, but it feels good to be back with our friends here in the Midcoast Sports Studio for the first Summit League Spotlight of the 2023 season. And of course, the new season brings in new hope. Teams who may have struggled in the past are seeing the dawn of the new season as the turning of a page to success. And those who have dominated look to maintain. Up first, women's soccer. Omaha had a Cinderella run that saw them go 8 straight games without a victory in the middle part of last season. They then snuck into the 3 seed on the last day of the regular season with a win over Oral Roberts. The trip to Brookings for the Summit League tournament proved fruitful for the Mavs as they beat North Dakota and 2 seed South Dakota State to earn a trip to the championship game. After Oral Roberts upset Denver in the Mile High City, Omaha hosted and won the Summit League chip in front of a record crowd. I sat down with Omaha head coach Tim Walters to talk about that historic season and the year ahead in the Summit. Selected 3rd in the preseason poll in the Summit League. Is that kind of a chip on your shoulder as you go into the season? I know you mentioned finishing 3rd for a few seasons.
I think it's fair. I think until you knock off one of the 2 teams in front of you in the regular season, we've done a really good job of it in the postseason. But until you do it in the regular season, I think it's more than fair that's probably the right place where we should be.
And you can watch that entire interview on the Summit League Network on Midcoast Sports Plus. There were 9 non-conference games to kick off the season last Thursday. Omaha hosted Southern Utah and blanked the Thunderbirds 4-0. 2022 tournament MVP Emma Consmo made 3 saves to keep the clean sheet. South Dakota State dominated Canadian side Manitoba 4-0, while Kansas City earned the win over Lindenwood 2-0. Denver, Oral Roberts, and North Dakota State's matches ended in draws. Over the weekend, St. Thomas dominated Niagara 7-0 behind Mariah Wynn's hat trick. South Dakota State beat Augustana 6-0, and South Dakota, Omaha, and Denver earned draws. New Denver head coach Julianne Sitch steps into a role that has high expectations. Coming from D3 side UChicago, she took their men's team to an undefeated season and a national championship. In doing so, Sitch became the first female head coach to lead a men's soccer team to a national title. And she says there's more to that accomplishment.
I hope that it's not the label of women, leading a men's team or whatever, because our team really accomplished something that is really hard to do, and going undefeated and winning a championship. I at times wish we would speak more about that, because as we all know, as athletes and coaches, that is really hard to do. And that is something that was really special.
Sitch will continue her pursuit of a first Division I win as head coach on Thursday when the Pioneers play Marquette on the road. And men's soccer will get rolling this week when reigning Summit League champs Denver hosts San Diego State in the lone matchup on the Summit League Network. That game will start at 9 p.m. Central on Thursday. They return a stacked roster, including tournament MVP and sophomore goalie Isaac Nami, who was spectacular last season. His .726 goal against average was good enough for 14th in the nation last year, earning him all West Region first team honors. We'll have a full interview with Denver head coach Jamie Franks later this week to recap last year's NCAA tournament run and to preview this season ahead. And volleyball starts this week with action around the league. Reigning champ South Dakota will be without the nation's top attacker after she went down with an injury in the NCAA tournament first round against Houston last year. Elizabeth Junkie led Division I in kills and boosted the Coyotes to a 29-4 season and 3rd straight Summit League title.
This year is a very different year for us in terms of personnel and losing obviously some key pieces of our team that have been staples for the last few years. But again, their experiences, whether they were on the court or not, they saw the program find ways to have success in those moments.
The Coyotes open their season on the road in Ames against Iowa State and DePaul on Friday and Saturday. And Omaha's volleyball program is going to be a part of history. A week from now, they'll play at Memorial Stadium in the first ever Nebraska Volleyball Day. The Mavericks and the Cornhuskers will square off in front of 90,000 people next Wednesday in what is set to be the largest attended volleyball match by a large margin. We'll be on site in Lincoln with coverage on practice day and match day, and you can find all of that on the Summit League Network, powered by Midcoast Sports Plus. And of course, we're happy to bring you live coverage of Summit League teams all year on Summit League Network. Visit summitleaguenetwork.tv to sign up.